Welcome to Perfect Harmony Journal. Here are today's top stories. A new chapter of conflict. Tensions escalate as a Russian drone strike targets a vital border crossing between Ukraine and its NATO ally, Romania, igniting fears of a wider confrontation. In a sobering update, Israel reports the loss of 8 soldiers in fierce clashes in southern Lebanon as its forces confront the Hezbollah armed group, heightening the stakes in an already volatile region. Meanwhile, the Earth is preparing for an intense geomagnetic storm triggered by a colossal solar flare from the Sun. And don't miss the dazzling Draconid meteors lighting up October's night sky. This annual celestial show promises a stunning display, with some years witnessing meteor storms that unleash thousands of shooting stars in just 1 hour.
A new chapter of conflict unfolds as a Russian drone strike hits a crucial border crossing between Ukraine and its NATO ally, Romania. Early on October 2nd, the Olivka-Isaac Sea checkpoint, which links Ukraine's Odessa region to Romania, was targeted, leading to the suspension of ferry services. Ukrainian customs reported the halt, describing it as a night attack from the enemy. The regional governor of Odessa took to Telegram, stating the Russians deliberately fired at the checkpoint, making it difficult for ordinary people to cross the border. This is terror against the civilian population. As authorities investigate, the destruction at the checkpoint serves as stark evidence of the ongoing brutality of this conflict. The strike also injured 2 lorry drivers, with images showing flames and devastation at the scene. Reports indicate that Russian attacks have struck NATO territories 20 times, raising alarms within the alliance. Romania, part of the Bucharest 9 bloc, is urging NATO to respond collectively to these drone threats. While NATO's Article 5 states that an attack on one member is an attack on all, there have been no direct accusations against Russia regarding its drone activity. On October 2nd, Israel's foreign minister made a controversial announcement he's banning UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres from entering Israel. This decision comes after Guterres failed to unequivocally condemn a recent missile attack by Iran on Israel. Just a day earlier, on October 1st, Iran launched over 180 ballistic missiles toward Israel, heightening concerns amid rising tensions with Hezbollah in Lebanon. Guterres did release a statement after the attack, expressing worry about the ongoing conflict in the region, saying it's a situation of escalation after escalation. In response, Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz stated, "Anyone who cannot unequivocally condemn Iran's heinous attack on Israel, as nearly all the countries of the world have done, does not deserve to set foot on Israeli soil." As a result, Guterres reiterated his stance on social media, saying, "I again strongly condemn yesterday's massive missile attack by Iran on Israel." Meanwhile, a UN spokesperson, Stefan Dujarric, pointed out that the UN generally doesn't recognize the idea of banning its staff from countries. On the US side, State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller commented that such actions are not helpful for Israel's global standing. Early Thursday morning, central Beirut was shaken by Israeli airstrikes, marking the deadliest escalation in the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. A targeted airstrike hit a building in the Blackouts neighborhood, just blocks from parliament. This strike is the closest Israeli forces have come to Lebanon's capital during this conflict. At least 6 people were killed, and 11 others were wounded. On Thursday, the Israel Defense Forces issued 2 urgent warnings on X. First, they ordered residents in southern Beirut to evacuate as Hezbollah sites faced imminent attack. Later, IDF spokesperson Avichai Adray emphasized that IDF raids are continuing, urging evacuees from Lebanese villages to stay away. On October 2nd, Israel announced that 8 of its soldiers were killed in combat in southern Lebanon as its forces targeted the Hezbollah armed group. This is the highest number of casualties the Israeli military has faced on the Lebanon front in the past year, amid ongoing border clashes with Hezbollah. Meanwhile, Hezbollah reported that its fighters engaged Israeli troops inside Lebanon for the first time since Israeli forces crossed the border. They claimed to have destroyed 3 Israeli Merkava tanks with rockets near the border town of Maround el-Ras. In response, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed his condolences in a video, stating, "We are at the height of a difficult war against Iran's axis of evil, which wants to destroy us. This will not happen because we will stand together, and with God's help, we will win together." This week, Earth is bracing for an extreme geomagnetic storm after the Sun unleashed a massive solar flare. Meet sunspot AR3842, a powerful magnetic region on the Sun's surface. On Tuesday evening around 6 p.m. ET, it erupted with the second strongest flare in 5 years, classified as an X7.1, one of the most intense on record and capable of causing widespread disruptions. The impact: a shortwave radio blackout over Hawaii and a coronal mass ejection CME blasted into space. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration predicts this CME will collide with Earth early to midday on October 5th. Brace yourselves. This could trigger a geomagnetic storm, causing radio blackouts, power grid damage, and disruptions in satellite communications. Geomagnetic storms can also create dazzling auroras, and we might see breathtaking displays this weekend. Experts are closely monitoring the situation, with a G1 to G3 geomagnetic storm watch in effect from October 3rd to 5, likely peaking on Saturday. October's famous Draconid meteors are about to make their grand appearance, streaking across the heavens in a stunning display. In some years, they've turned into full-blown storms, thousands of meteors flashing across the sky in just an hour. The Draconids are easy to catch. They peak right after sunset, as the radiant point rises to the top of the sky. Unlike other showers that are best seen late at night, the Draconids are best viewed when the radiant is high in the evening. Astronomers predict the peak will happen on October 7th at 11 p.m. Eastern, lasting into the early hours of October 8th. A short-lived spectacle, running from October 6th to October 10th. The name Draconids has an air of myth and magic, drawing from the Draco constellation, the winged dragon that watches over the night sky. Every October, these meteors return, shooting from the heart of this legendary constellation.